Hello everyone, welcome to Callie's Groom Room. I hope you guys are staying safe and doing well out there. In today's episode, I want to talk about 5 fragrances that I have absolutely been loving and enjoying lately. Stick around after that intro and we'll talk about some fragrances. So, welcome in. This is Callie's Groom Room. Here, we like to talk about everything that has to do and relates to men's grooming. If that is of something of interest to you, please do consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell while you're at it so you don't miss out on any future content. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm, letting YouTube know that you guys like me. Also, don't forget to comment below so you guys can engage with me. I do engage back. I highly encourage you to do so because I love engaging with you guys. So, enough. The talking is over. Let's discuss fragrances. The first fragrance that I would like to talk about today is Egg from Nishane Egg. This fragrance here opens up with a gorgeous note of mint. But, you know, in fragrances, sometimes mint can go a few different funky ways, like to remind you of toothpaste or Orbit bubblegum, spearmint bubblegum, something like that. Not the case here. I wish the mint was a little bit more, I wish it lasted longer, The mint here dies down for me after about the first 15 to 20 minutes of the wearing experience here. Then what you're left with is other beautiful citrus notes, maybe just a hint of florals here. You're definitely gonna detect this water, aquatic kind of vibe, but not like oceanic. When you think aquatic, think more like water, specifically cucumber water. That's what I get here. Fresh, green, hint of floral, beautiful citruses in this. One of my absolute favorite fragrances right now when we're talking about, freshies, summertime around the corner here. Hopefully it gets here. This week we've experienced some cold weather, so hopefully things start to warm up soon so I could wear this more. I did have the opportunity to wear this once this week, and man, it was a hell of a ride. The performance on this is great, smells fantastic, awesome one here from Nishane Egg. Before I talk about the next fragrance, I do want to mention 4 out of the 5 fragrances shown and featured here in today's video, you can find at Scent Split. So I will leave a link down below for Scent Split so that you guys can test and sample these before you decide to make that purchase, of a full bottle. The second fragrance I want to talk about, I showed it so early here, because a good friend of mine, I highly encourage you check her channel out. She is absolutely amazing. Her channel is amazing. The way she talks about fragrances is so exceptional. I love her content. It's so great. Predominantly, 99.6% of my viewers are men. I have to encourage you guys to check out females because there's a lot of females in our hobby that just fly under the radar, and it's a damn shame that more men don't gravitate towards their channel. I'm talking about Tara from Olfactofiles. I'm going to leave her channel link down below so you could check her out. Wonderful friend of mine, fantastic reviewer. She reviews all kinds of fragrances, unisex, masculine. She doesn't care, and her opinions are genuine and brutally honest. Second fragrance I'm talking about today is from Gravitus Pour Homme. This one is called Aventus. This is intoxicating, seductive fragrance. Personally, this one is suited best for fall and winter. I grabbed it this week because, like I said, guys, we experienced a couple days here that were 40 and below. So very cold. I decided to pull out one of my winter fragrances that I had purchased on the tail end here of 2020. This is Aventus. So in here, you have like a resinous, dry tobacco experience here. You have hints of sweetness with honey absolute and honey, but you also have, and also to add to the sweetness, you do have fig milk here. So you detect slight bit of earthiness as well. You have things like patchouli, labdanum in here. And like I said, it's a resinous tobacco feel. So you are gonna get some benzoin in here. Vanilla as well. I detect a little bit of vanilla in here. Absolutely intoxicating fragrance. So what do you experience here? Well, I'll tell you at least what I experience. What I experience here is a sweet fragrance, hints of floral, resinous on the back end, earthy tinges throughout. Very, very nice fragrance. This is a unisex fragrance. I don't believe it goes masculine. I also don't believe it goes feminine. It's smack dab in that unisex range. Both men and women can pull this off and love it. I'm a big lover of tobacco fragrances. One of my favorite notes in all of perfumery. And this one here is no exception. Fantastic fragrance from Aventus. This is Versace. The next fragrance that I'd like to talk about is from the House of Javoy. This is called Incident Diplomatique. Very, very cool bottle. It's got that curved look to it, very nice. Javoy, unfortunately, is a house, I say unfortunately, but it's a house that doesn't get too much talk here on YouTube. They're a very underrated, when it comes to YouTube, very underrated house with some exceptional fragrances. You know, it's funny because if you guys really know me, you know I don't like the notes of patchouli and vetiver. And in here, there's a patchouli heavy fragrance, but also a double dose of vetiver. You have Haitian vetiver in here. You also have Java vetiver oil in this one. So in this one, to me, you have mandarin orange here listed, but I get this chocolate patchouli in the opening. I don't detect much mandarin orange. But here what I get is a very powerful earthy fragrance, but you also have, the vetiver also adds a grassy feel to the fragrance, and you're also met in the dry down. You have creaminess from nutmeg and sandalwood. So I do detect some creaminess going around, a hint of sweetness perhaps as well. Very, very well crafted, extremely complex. Even though it has a few notes, you're going to catch nuances and whiffs of different things as you go out throughout the course of the day with this fragrance. Now, another thing that I was reading up on was performance. A lot of people say that they found this to be lackluster. I believe one thing is definitely happening, perhaps two, but one thing is definitely happening. You're not spraying enough of this. This is one that is not going to give you like massive projection. You're not going to kill anybody when you walk into a room. You're not going to walk into a room, people are going to be going like, what the hell? This one sits closer to the skin, but it doesn't project off of you. It's very moderate, but that moderate cloud is going to be consistent for about 8 hours. This is a fantastic performing fragrance. If you have, you know, a happy finger when it comes to the trigger finger, you don't have to worry about that with this one. I can comfortably say that you could spray this 8 to 10 sprays, and you'll be completely fine, and you won't choke anybody out or anything. This is a fantastic fragrance. If you guys are into earthy fragrances, if you love vetiver, this is a vetiver lover's dream. Although I'm not the biggest fan of patchouli and vetiver, this is patchouli and vetiver done right. This is Incident Diplomatique, absolute stunning fragrance from the House of Javoy. Absolutely love this. It's a great one here, Incident Diplomatique. The next fragrance I would like to talk about, I'm smiling, because this one comes from my good friend Dan Naughton over at Naughton & Wilson, Mr. Smelly 1977 as we know him and admire him here on YouTube. And this one is just an exceptional fougere fragrance. You know, it borrows this, you know, old school type of feel, but also there's some modern components in here as well. You know, it opens very big, very bright, bergamot, mandarin, but then in the heart, you start experiencing this barbershop feel. Lavender comes into play, obviously it being a fougere fragrance. You also are going to experience some spices in here with things like cardamom, patchouli, you know. You also have some greenness in here. You know, there's oak moss in here, adding a green tinge, hint to the fragrance, if you will. The smoothness and the creaminess that comes into play in the base from that vanilla is to die for. Absolutely love Gravitus. Modern, classic fougere is the best way to summarize this. With this one here, although I want to say, you know, gentleman, masculine, things like that, there's also with that creamy vanilla in the dry down, if a woman controlled the trigger on this one, I bet you a woman would be able to pull this off very nicely. This would be, I would be interested to see how this would smell on a woman. Gravitus Pour Homme from Naughton & Wilson. And guys, Pay attention to what Naughton & Wilson's got going on. We have Bon Vivere coming up soon. I cannot wait until that fragrance is dropped. So Gravitus Pour Homme by Naughton & Wilson. Can't wait for that second release, Dan. The last fragrance that I want to talk about, so last but not least, right, is Musk Oud from the house of Kilian. Alberto Morillas, Kilian, it's both their most underrated fragrance. I've talked about it a bunch over the past month. This is an exceptional fragrance here. You have rose, geranium, some green notes in here, spiciness from the oud. Never goes animalic or anything. There's nothing rough and tumble about this. Very wearable oud in the oud fragrance here. Fantastic fragrance, guys. Scent Split, link down below. Try it. See what I'm talking about. Get your noses on this one, man. Both men and women can wear this. Oh, it is such a gorgeous, intoxicating fragrance. I absolutely love this stuff. I can't stop talking about it because I absolutely love it. It's just so good. I could wear it in the day. I could wear it at night. It has like a comforting feel. It clears my mind, makes me feel very happy, but at the same time comforting. It's such a great scent. I absolutely love this one. Love Alberto Morillas and his work. Love the house of Kilian. This fragrance especially, man, you guys have to at least try this. At least try it. If you're not the biggest fan of florals, I do understand, but if you do appreciate, floral green fragrance with a hint of spice, I'm telling you that oud and the musk just adds a little bit of a different element to it. The spiciness from the oud, like I had mentioned, and then that musk just kind of rounding things out and adding a little bit more density and character to the fragrance. Absolutely love this one. Stunning juice right here from Kilian. Of course, Musk Oud. Guys, that's the video. I want to know, what have you guys been enjoying? What have you been loving? Please share that with me in the comments below. I love reading. I love engaging with you guys. Let me know what you guys have been wearing, what you guys have been loving recently. I would love to read those beautiful comments and get to know you guys as much as you'd like to get to know me. So until next time, be kind to each other, love one another. Life is far too short. Let's just spread love and joy throughout this beautiful community of ours. Don't forget to read that description. Scent Split and Tara from Olfactofiles, they will both be linked in the description below. If you guys have any other questions for me or anything you want to know about these fragrances that I have just mentioned, also drop that in the comments below. Take care, everyone. I love you. I will see you soon. Peace.